Alright, so we're going to do a review of Jed MacKay's Doctor Strange, the War-Hound of the Vishanti. Couldn't get that word out. Anyway, so this is another book sent to me by my friend Chris. Chris, thank you once again, brother. Yeah, so I've been loving Jed MacKay's Doctor Strange run. Jed MacKay has just become Marvel's workhorse. He's doing Avengers. He's now starting X-Men. He's been doing a Moon Knight run. That got him that was what really kicked the door open for him, was his Moon Knight run, which is still going. Yeah, this, I think they did say it's ending, like his Doctor Strange is ending after this whole Blood Hunt event. Yeah, and he also did a vampire event called Blood Hunt. That came to an end recently. I'm waiting for that for trade. But yeah. He also did Black Cat. I have not read the Black Cat, his Jed MacKay's Black Cat. But I heard it was phenomenal. Like, no one thought, like, the Black Cat series that Jed MacKay was doing was going to go far, but it actually went pretty good. Anyway, getting back to this. Doctor Strange, the War-Hound of the Vishanti. Let's talk about it. So, for reference, the start of Jed MacKay's run started with, well, the death of Doctor Strange. I know, weird to put the death of the character you're writing as the main focus. But the death of Doctor Strange was basically the catalyst for everything in Jed MacKay's Doctor Strange run. It basically had Clea become Doctor Strange, and also built up all this stuff like the Blasphemy Cartel, the War of the Seven Spheres, which was the big thing behind everything. And it had, like, all of these little bits and pieces. Like, it's been since the death of Doctor Strange, and yes, Strange obviously did come back after, like, 12 issues of Clea. It basically has been, like, one building block after another with Doctor Strange. So, in the previous volume, I'm going to speed run to the previous volume, because it's been a while since I reviewed Volume 1. Basically, in Volume 1, there was a magic serial killer going around killing a lot of Doctor Strange's D-list villains. And then it's also revealed that they've also been kidnapping children's astral bodies and making monsters of them. Well, it turns out that at the end of Volume 1, it's revealed who's behind it all. And it is General Stephen Strange. What? Yeah. So this basically explains who is General Strange. So, General Strange is basically, we find out more about the War of the Seven Spheres. Basically, Stephen got called by the Vishanti to fight a group of other dark entities called the Trinity of Ashes. And they were launching a war with the Vishanti. And the Vishanti, told Strange, hey, you're our bitch boy, go lead an army. So for 5,000 years, Stephen was commanding an army, and for 5,000 years of endless fighting, that changes somewhat. Go ask Warhammer how that goes. How it goes mentally for you. So Stephen was was changed, and the Vishanti said, we were going to send Doctor Strange back to Earth. We're not going to send General Strange back. So they removed Doctor Strange all like the 5,000 years and put it as its own entity in a crystal and bonded it to his life. You see where we're going with this. And Stephen was returned as if nothing happened. But when Stephen was killed and then resurrected, the General Strange persona got out of its imprisonment and now wants to continue the war with the Trinity of Ashes. Everybody got that? Anyway. So, this is a cool story. I really love the War of the Seven Spheres, showcasing, like, 5,000 years of war is going to change even a good man. It actually, like, General Strange, it's not so much a Warhammer thing, even though, yes, I did make a Warhammer joke. It actually feels more like Jed MacKay clearly knows his Doctor Who, because it really feels like General Strange is more like the War Doctor from Doctor Who, where, the war changed him irrevocably and made him into this kind of darker entity. It's actually I really like that, and I really like General Strange's design, because it's actually, well, let me show you, what's a good picture for him, because basically he didn't have a physical body, you see. He didn't have, like, a physical form, so one of the reasons why he was killing the lesser-known Doctor Strange villains was because he was making a body out of himself. And also he was like, they deserve to fucking die anyway, so... yeah. It's a really cool design. Like, again, this whole thing of, like, a past incarnation that was traumatized and built only for war, it reminded me a lot of, like, this is a magic version of the War Doctor. And again, Doctor Strange, Doctor Who, that's a nice connection. The action in here is pretty solid. I love how Jed MacKay has been, even more so than, I would say, well, Moon Knight, outside of his Moon Knight run, he really knows how to build and craft a story that, like, every little piece builds into something else. I really like that. I really like the of how Jed MacKay puts all these pieces together. And again, he started with the death of the character. It's like he worked his way backwards, in a way, and showcased how every little thing ties together. In fact, since I guess it's not really a spoiler because this came out in Blood Hunt, yeah, Doctor Strange gave up the title of Sorcerer Supreme to Doctor Doom to save the world from vampires. And that has been that was teased way back in the start of when Clea was took on the Sorcerer Supreme title. So, yeah, every little detail in these count. I also like how this story ends. So, I really love how this story has been playing out. I've really loved how this universe has, like, this little corner of Doctor Strange's life has been altering so fast. And I can't wait to see Volume 3. I know it's a tie-in with Blood Hunt, but there's also apparently a storyline that involves Doctor Strange teaming up with the Jed MacKay characters. I mean, Black Panther, Black Cat, Taskmaster, and Hunter's Moon, aka all the characters Jed MacKay loves writing, to make his own little Defenders group. So I'm interested about that. All in all, yeah, I really love this. I really liked how this story played out, and I can't wait for Volume 3. I can't wait to read Blood Hunt in trade either. That's going to be a lot of fun. I don't, I think the only thing I have a problem with is that some of the... here's my one gripe. I feel like the artwork in this book does, like, especially facially, it doesn't really work for me. Like, sometimes the artwork looks really cool. I like the trippiness of it. But at the same time, there is this, like, some of the faces just don't look good. Like, when it really gets a close-up on the face, it just looks kind of melted and waxy. It just wasn't for me. But, aside from that, still a solid book. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below if you've read Doctor Strange Volume 2. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.